I should say that my district is in the unfortunate position of having to shed population. And I say it's unfortunate because I love every neighborhood, feel very close to a lot of our neighborhoods and our constituents, and so it's terribly difficult to lose any of them. But having said that, this process isn't about any one of us on the dais, it's about representation. So I really appreciate the work the two of you are doing. And Dr. Sines, you mentioned that it was a good experience, and I appreciate your optimism and your positivity, both of you. Thank you for your work. Keeping neighborhoods and communities of interest together transcends any other criteria. That's what I hope and I hear is happening in these committee meetings. I want to also thank our District 6 appointees, Mr. Johnny Banez and Mr. Luis Gomez, for their thoughtfulness, hard work, their dedication to District 6 and the Redistricting Committee. This is not easy work. I mean, it's taxing and stressful, and so I appreciate all of the volunteers that are working on this redistricting process. I have a couple of questions. Now that this first map has been drawn, and maybe this is a question for Andy, what's expected of the committee? What is the process? What does the remainder of the process look like?
The remainder of the process, Councilwoman, is now that we have a draft map that the committee can now shift and focus the following up meetings on getting input on a map now, right? That's a significant milestone. And there is a possibility they'll come back with a different map based on that input they get from this initial map. But it's also a possibility that after it is socialized with the community and they get additional input, that the draft map 1 becomes the final. We just don't know. That'll all be based on what input we get, not only from the committee members, but from the public in the next month or so in terms of the continued meetings.
What does the public engagement process look like from here on out, outside of the redistricting committee? I mean, I know I think every council district has had redistricting informative meetings, right? Is there more than that? Or?
Yes, and we very much work with your staff in terms of if there's additional meetings that you need to have or want to have. We obviously are open to that. There's the public outreach that they outline in terms of social media, door hanger campaigns. Okay. All that will continue as we approach the point where they're ready to have a final map proposed to you. But all that community engagement will continue going forward.
Okay. I'll say it again. I think the most important aspect of redistricting is keeping communities together, population, hearing from the community, listening to their concerns, and what they want. I know that like I mentioned, I mean, some of us have to shed, but we want to make sure that we're listening and acting on the community's concerns. As the committee continues their redistricting process and works to find the final map we'll vote on, I hope we continue to ensure that the communities are heard. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
And if I may, Councilwoman, Laura will give you a little bit more about what we're going to do with a Spanish-speaking community in terms of public outreach.
Good afternoon, Councilwoman. Thank you for that question. We are planning to launch an additional campaign to gather community input with some targeted Spanish advertising through Univision and also through our iHeartMedia. That'll include some digital advertising, and then we're doing some on-the-ground efforts, including yard signs, another round of door hangers, especially targeting those areas that will see adjustments on the proposed map.
Thank you. And I always offer, when anybody's block walking in my district, I always offer to go with them, but I feel like I can't do that this time, right? I gotta stay away. But I do appreciate the door knocking, especially in the Edgewood area of my district. That's how they're really gonna hear about the process. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, Councilmember Cabello Havrda. Councilmember Castillo.